Well, day one of the federal corruption trial against former Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver in the books now. In opening statements, the prosecution calling the former Assembly Speaker corrupt.
The defense, on the other hand, calling him a devoted public servant.
Silver accused of lining his pockets with roughly $4 million in kickbacks and bribes and then disguising it all as legitimate income.
Capitol reporter Kimberly Howard is live outside the federal courthouse now. She's been sitting inside court for hours now as this case has been unfolding. Kimberly, what has been happening?
Well, Greg and Liz, just in the last few moments, this has wrapped up. The proceedings for the day have wrapped up. Sheldon Silver himself walked down those steps, came down, spoke with reporters briefly. You'll hear from him in a moment. Meantime, the jury, of course, officially has been sat. 9 women and 3 men will decide Sheldon Silver's fate. There's also 4 alternates in all of this. And depending on who you ask, the prosecution or the defense, you'll get a very different idea on who Sheldon Silver actually is. Power, greed, corruption. The 3 words the prosecution used over and over in opening statements to paint a picture of former Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver for a jury of 9 women and 3 men. Assistant U.S. Attorney Carrie Cohen took 40 minutes to detail what she called 2 calculated schemes involving law firms, a mesothelioma doctor, and a real estate giant, an alleged scheme in which one of the state's most powerful politicians allegedly used his position in state government to make himself rich. Cohen called it, quote, picking the people's pockets to line his own. Outside federal court, Preet Bharara, the U.S. attorney who spoke so publicly about the allegations his office leveled against Silver last winter, said nothing. Meanwhile, inside court, Silver's defense team painted the picture they want the jury to see. While showing photographs, websites, and charts, defense attorney Stephen Molo says Silver is, quote, as New York gets, a senior member of state government who has served the people in his Manhattan district since the 1970s, a devout Jew, and an attorney with 40 years experience. Molo says the prosecution is twisting perfectly legal practices and presenting Silver's work as both an attorney and the Assembly Speaker as a federal crime, reminding the jury that by law they must see Silver as innocent until the prosecution proves otherwise. As for the man on trial himself,
as I've told you all, I believe when this process is over, I will be vindicated.
What did you think of the opening argument?
I thought Mr. Marlowe was very good.
Did Ms. Paulin characterize your relationship properly, or the way you see it?
I'd rather try the case in the courtroom, not out here. Thank you.
That's a reference there to Assemblywoman Amy Paulin, who was the first to take the stand. The trial will continue tomorrow, possibly with some more key testimony. The trial is expected to last up to 6 weeks. We are live in Manhattan. Kimberly Howard, CBS 6 News.